Imagine walking into a museum and seeing thousands of visitors staring at giant nude statues without reacting at all. But here's the strange part. These artworks are over 2,000 years old, and they still influence modern beauty, fashion, and culture today. Ancient Greece didn't see the human body as shameful, they saw it as perfection. So why does modern society react so differently now? And what secrets are hidden inside Greece's most controversial art exhibitions? By the end of this video, you may never look at ancient art the same way again. The gymnasium was the heart of this physical culture. The word itself, gymnasium, comes from the Greek word gymnos, which means naked. This was not just a place for exercise, it was a social and educational center. Here, citizens gathered not only to train their bodies, but also to engage their minds. Philosophers would walk among the athletes, discussing politics, ethics, the nature of the universe. The gymnasium was where the Greek ideal of kalokagathia was forged. Physical beauty, nobility of character. A beautiful body was seen as the outward expression of a good and virtuous soul. Could a disciplined mind truly exist in an undisciplined body? The Greeks thought not. The world of the ancient Greeks was saturated with myth. Gods and goddesses were not distant, abstract beings. They were active participants in the human drama. They fell in love. They fought in wars. They had jealousies and rivalries. The stories provided a framework for understanding everything from seasons to the fate of a city. Artists, when depicting these powerful beings, turned to the idealized human body. Showing the gods nude communicated their superhuman status, their raw power, their otherworldly perfection. To look upon a statue of Apollo was to see the god of music, reason, and light. His body would be lean, graceful, and perfectly harmonious, a physical manifestation of order and clarity. To see a statue of Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, was to witness the ideal of female form, a beauty so profound it could drive mortals and gods to madness. The Greek fascination with the ideal body was not just an artistic or social trend, it was deeply rooted in their philosophy. Great thinkers like Plato and Aristotle spent their lives pondering the nature of beauty, truth, goodness. They saw clear connections between the physical world and the world of ideas. For Plato, the physical world we perceive with our senses is merely a shadow of a higher, more perfect reality, the realm of forms or ideas. A beautiful statue, therefore, was not just a copy of a person. It was an artist's attempt to capture a glimpse of the ideal form of beauty itself. In this framework, the body could become a reflection of the soul. Well-proportioned, balanced, healthy, these signaled a mind that was equally balanced and virtuous. Physical perfection through athletics was linked to moral and intellectual excellence. Beauty was not just skin-deep, it was a doorway to something higher. It could lead the soul from love of a beautiful body to love of beautiful ideas to love of truth itself. While the ideal nude dominated the high art of gods and heroes, it is crucial to remember that this was not how everyone walked around every day. The public life of the Greek city-state, or polis, was a complex stage where clothing and nudity each had their designated roles. In the marketplace, the political assembly, and in most daily interactions, people were fully clothed. Tunics, cloaks, and robes were the standard attire. Clothing signified one's social standing, one's profession, and one's role within the community. A magistrate wore different garments from a craftsman, and a respectable married woman was expected to be modestly covered when in public. However, there were specific sanctioned occasions when the body was put on public display. The gymnasium was one such space. The Olympic Games and other Pan-Hellenic festivals. During these athletic competitions, held in honor of the gods, contestants competed in the nude. This practice, shocking to other cultures of the time, was a core part of the Greek identity. It was a display of democratic equality. On the field, every citizen athlete was stripped of their social markers, and a tribute to the gods. The perfect bodies of the athletes were seen as a worthy offering, a celebration of the human form at its peak. Religious festivals and rituals also provided a context for public nudity. When a modern visitor stands before these ancient works, their eyes carry 2.5 millennia of different history, different ideas, different taboos. In many contemporary cultures, the nude body is primarily seen as private, intimate, inherently sexual. Clothing is our social skin. It communicates our identity, our profession, our mood, our aspirations. Fashion is a language we all speak. This is why the initial reaction in the museum is so often one of shock or discomfort. The sheer, unapologetic publicness of the Greek nude can feel like a violation of our modern rules. That jolt is real, and it is a product of our own time. But then something remarkable can happen. If we stay a little longer, the shock can begin to fade, replaced by a growing sense of curiosity. The initial question of why are they naked evolves into deeper, more interesting questions. What did the Greeks truly believe about beauty? How did they see the relationship between the body and the soul? What did this art mean in their daily lives? This shift from shock to curiosity is the beginning of a genuine connection with the past. It allows us to stop judging by our own standards and start listening to what the art itself has to say. This journey of understanding allows us to see how our own ideas about the body are just as constructed as those of the Greeks. In the end, the question returns, but it feels different now. Why did the Greeks make art without clothes? The answer is not a single, simple fact. It is a tapestry woven from many threads. The nude was a symbol of health. The nude was a symbol of the disciplined life of the athlete. It was a costume for gods. It was a costume for heroes, a signifier of their divine power and honor, an artistic pursuit, a philosophical pursuit, an attempt to capture the ideal form of beauty truth. It was a social statement, a way of showing what a city and its people valued most. The Greek nude was never just one thing. It was a whole universe of meaning. If we stand long enough in the quiet of the museum, the initial shock melts away completely. It is replaced by a quiet sense of awe, perhaps even understanding.